Hey everyone, it's our last week for the program. I can't believe it's been 7 weeks already. Although in some ways it seems like it's taken a while. So anyway, I hope you've been getting a lot out of this. I've been getting a lot out of it myself in terms of learning how to do a program like this and just thinking of things to discuss with you guys, and just lots of ways. It's been very helpful for me. I've had a lot of insights into where I want to go with my business. I completed my business website. Well, I didn't complete it, but I got it up there, so it's out there for people to see, which I think I've posted it before. It's at jill.consulting. So anyway, I hope you guys are also having some insights and moving forward with your own businesses and lives and other things. Today I wanted to talk about how everything you're looking for is already inside of you. And I'm quite sure I've touched on this in previous videos and some of the calls, but I don't know that I've talked about it specifically by itself. And so what I mean by that is, I guess basically everybody goes through life, searching for happiness. Basically, just most people want to have peace and quiet and happiness, and so everything that they do in life is basically to try and find that. And what they don't realize, most people don't realize, is that that's already inside of us. And no matter how hard we try, we're not going to find it outside of us. We think we're going to be happy when we have a new relationship, or a better relationship with whomever we're with already, or a better relationship with our kids, or a better relationship with our boss, or a better relationship with our employees. We think we're going to be happy when we have any relationship. We think we're going to be happy when people stop bothering us, when our kids go to college, when there's so many things. Everything we do in our lives is really to seek that happiness. And sometimes we get those things. Like, we get a new relationship, let's say, and we think, and we're very happy while we have that relationship, and everything is great, and so of course we think that it's the relationship that's giving us that happiness, that's making us feel good, and we think, good, that's it, now I'm happy, I got my relationship, I'm done, happiness, I found it, yay. Except it doesn't work that way. After a certain point, when the euphoria of the new relationship and all the pheromones and all the other hormones that are coursing through our bodies when we first are in a new relationship, especially if it's a love relationship, eventually those wear off, and we start to see the person as they truly are, instead of thinking that they're perfect and that they complete us. We start to see that they're just like everybody else, and they're imperfect, and in fact sometimes we see those imperfections more than the perfections that we first saw, and suddenly we're not so happy anymore. Why is this person not making me happy anymore? Now I need a new relationship, or I need to fix my relationship in order to be happy again. Unfortunately, by doing that, we're going to be in a constant seeking mode, looking for that, because we think that happiness is outside of ourselves. And if we just could realize, when we're feeling that happiness, to begin with, let's say in a new relationship, so we think that the relationship's making us happy, but what it really is our feelings are making us, we feel happy. It's our thoughts making us feel happy. It's our thoughts about the new relationship. We think everything's great. Yay, I'm in a new relationship, and so we feel great. The thing is, we don't need that relationship to feel that way. The feelings that are coming from the thoughts, and the thoughts can make us happy regardless of the relationship. But it doesn't seem that way on the surface. And it's the same with everything that we do in life. Just like with health, like I was talking about last week. Your natural state is to be healthy, and if you let your body, if you don't have the stresses going on, if you realize that that's your thoughts, and you just calm down, and your immune system can do its work and keep you at that healthy state. Well, happiness works the same way. It's inside us, just like health is inside us, and it works the same. It's if we allow our thoughts to calm down, so we're not all caught up thinking I'll be happy when, I'll be happy if, and not thinking bad thoughts about everybody else in the world except us, or even ourselves. We beat ourselves up sometimes more than we beat up other people in our minds. When we can, if we can stop doing that, and when we stop doing that, and we do that at times, all the time, during any given day or week or month. When we do that and allow our thoughts to settle, they do settle to happiness. It may not seem that way if you're somebody who tends to move towards being a depressive person or a mad person, but even people like that who are more, let's say, more depressed than not, or at least they think they are. There are times during the day when those people are not depressed or sad. Someone may tell a joke or something and it makes them laugh. You can't be laughing and be depressed at the same time. So while they may believe that, no, I'm just in a state of depression, I'm always depressed, that there are times where they're not. And if they can notice those times, they'll see that it's their thoughts that have changed suddenly. And then, of course, they remember, oh, wait a minute, I'm depressed. And they'll go back to being depressed again. But once they can settle their minds down, or anybody settles their minds down, the default state is happiness, not sadness, overall. And so there's nothing to strive for there. People think, well, how can I get this happiness? There's nothing to do. There's nothing to get to. It's inside you, always. That state is inside you, and it's just a question of allowing it to settle and to come out of you. And by understanding that, it solves so many problems within anyone's lives. What happens to people throughout their lives? Let's go back to when you're born. You're born happy. You don't tend to see depressed kids too much, especially depressed babies, or other than, as long as their needs are met, they're generally pretty happy. And at some point, things start to happen to them. Their parents can't tend to them right away. They have a sibling who beats up on them a little bit, and things just happen. People say things to them, and so they become 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and they start to get what I called in one of my articles I wrote. They get slimed. They get this slime on them from that other people have said to them or done to them that sort of hurts their fragile ego, and it builds up over time. So a kid may not be too sad or too mad all the time because they haven't had too much of that slime, that ego slime put on them. But over time, as we become adults, that builds up over more and more of it's on top of us, covering up the goodness inside, the happiness inside of all of us. And you can't, it's hard for people to to see beyond that slime. You can't really see through slime. It's gooey and yucky, and it's covering your face, and you can't see that beneath that slime is still that perfect, happy baby, let's say, that you were at some point, until all people started saying things to you that somehow hurt your feelings, or turned you into what you think you are today. But when you realize that you're still the same you're still the same happy person underneath whatever stuff has happened to you, whether it be people were mean to you, people hurt you, you got bad sicknesses, you had a terrible life, even people who are in, other countries where really terrible things are happening to them beyond what's happening in our country. Even those people, even people who were in concentration camps. I just finished reading the Viktor Frankl book, and he was tortured and beaten and saw so much terrible stuff, but he still always knew underneath he was the same person, and he knew that that he was okay regardless of what happened to him. And so it's the same for any of us. When we start to realize that, and we start to realize that we don't have to seek things outside of ourselves, you'll start to be happier over time. You'll sort of, and there's nothing to do about it. You just realize that that whatever it is you're seeking, whether it's a relationship or more money even, or whatever it is, that you don't need that to be happy, that's just going to make you happy on a temporary basis. And when you realize that you have access to all the happiness you need regardless of the circumstances around you, it just frees you to not be constantly seeking outside stuff to make you happy. And even that, that can be drugs and alcohol, like I said, money. It can be so many different things that you seek, that you don't need to seek to be happy. And it's, if you are fine seeking those things, and there's nothing wrong with trying to make more money, let's say. But if you're looking to make more money because you think that's what's going to make you happy, it just won't work. It's not going to work. It's not going to make you happy. You'll find temporary happiness, and then you'll be wanting even more money, because now suddenly that won't be enough. So think about this a little bit. Ponder it over. Think about times when your mind has settled and you've realized you do have happiness underneath. And see where it takes you, and we can talk about this some more during the call tomorrow. I hope that people will be on it. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Wednesday Eastern Time, and I will see you there. Bye-bye.